And this is unlike anything that we've ever seen before in New York City or anything we ever handled before. And we had handled everything. We had handled airplane crashes, building collapses, high-rise fires, blackouts, hostage situations, other terrorist threats. But this was so far beyond anything that we had contemplated that there must have been a feeling at that point, I hope we can handle this. But you didn't have time. You didn't have time to think that very long, because the next thing you had to do was present it to you immediately. And then the next thing I had to do was get to the fire department command post and put together the police commissioner and the fire chief so that they could discuss how to best handle this, and to get advice from the fire chief as to what I should be communicating to people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here with you and to see more Republicans in this room than in all of New York City. Man, I'll tell you, in New York City, Republicans should have a law passed making them endangered species.
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of this scent.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh. Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
You can't say I didn't try.
Mayor Giuliani, he's given away over $2 billion in corporate...
I believe that Barack Obama owns the Occupy Wall Street movement. It would not have happened but for his class warfare. And remember, as it gets worse and worse, because it's going to get worse and worse, where it came from. Barack Obama. He praised it, he supported it, he agrees with it, he sympathizes with it. And as it gets worse and worse, I believe this will be the millstone around Barack Obama's neck that will take his presidency down. As the American people look at Occupy Wall Street, what I believe most of the American people say about Occupy Wall Street and all of its versions all over the country is, how about trying something different to help our economy instead of occupying Wall Street and occupying Boston and occupying Oakland? And how about you occupy a job? How about working? Woohoo, working! I know that's tough. Woodstock is more fun, right? Woodstock's a lot more fun than working 8 hours a day. How about proceeding with your education and getting a better education? Nah, they'd rather do Woodstock in Manhattan, which is what it's turned into. So I believe that this will become a major factor in analyzing what this president has done for us. There is no doubt he has ruined our economy. The American economy wants to recover. It is trying to recover. It's been trying to recover for a year or a year and a half. Just follow Wall Street and the ups and downs in Wall Street. Look at the money that's sitting on the sidelines in America and all over the world. Money that wants to be invested. Money that wants to go to work, to put more people to work. Why is that money being held back? The money is being held back because we have an administration that is doing everything to discourage the growth of the private sector. It has one concern and one concern only: grow government, more government union jobs. That is the only answer they have to dealing with this economy. That is going to require higher taxes. It's requiring more regulations. It's requiring an energy program that makes no sense at all. If you need any indication of how the ideology of this administration is choking our recovery, I'll give you just one example. We all know that America, as a matter of national security, should be striving for energy independence. There was a report done in April of this year by a very distinguished professor named Daniel Yergin, and what he said in the report is that based on studies by this institute, if Barack Obama would just allow the same level of drilling in the Gulf of Mexico that was going on before the BP oil spill, that if he just did that alone, he would create 150,000 to 200,000 more jobs. Now, think about this for a minute. Barack Obama has to know, and the people around him have to know, that the only way he's going to get reelected is if he can produce more jobs. Producing jobs is critical to his reelection effort. But he's willing to ignore that report. He's willing to have the EPA delay permits in the Gulf of Mexico, which they are doing endlessly, and the equipment in the Gulf of Mexico is moving to the Middle East, and it's moving to Russia, and it's going elsewhere. He's willing to ignore that. He's willing to even ignore the best interests of his campaign because his ideology, his anti-energy policy ideology, is so great that it overcomes even common sense. That's the problem with our president. That's why we have Obamacare, because his ideology overcame common sense. That's why we have his ridiculous stimulus program, because ideology overcame common sense. This is why we have a jobs program now that wouldn't create a job for anyone, because ideology overwhelms common sense. Well, it's real simple. We have to get rid of him. We have to get rid of him. We have to get rid of him and go to the American people with a very, very clear program. I've seen it work. It worked for me in New York City. I didn't invent it. I borrowed it from governors in Wisconsin and Michigan. I borrowed it from Ronald Reagan.